this date was bad, and if I really vetted this person like I normally do, I would never have ended up on a date that I wanted to leave as soon as I saw how he got out this car, y'all. So, oh my goodness. Well, I'll get into it. So, honestly, I don't date a lot because I don't really go outside enough to meet people. So, so it's just interesting for me to be on a date, honestly, because I don't do dating apps anymore. I think dating apps are great for meeting people, but for me specifically, just with my journey, you guys know I'm celibate, and just the fact that I am Christian, I am waiting, for marriage. Good afternoon. I am waiting for marriage. I'm dating for marriage as well. I just feel like although dating apps do expose you to a lot of people at once, I feel like men on dating apps, not all of them, but a lot of them, because they have so much exposure, they don't really want to commit as fast because they have so many options. So they're constantly thinking, like, even if y'all have a connection, like, the grass is going to be greener on the other side. And I feel like women, may do that as well. So I'm not going to just put it on men, but I just have realized that after years of being on dating apps are just not for me. So I like to meet people outside. But again, I work a lot, so I don't go outside much. But I'll just take you guys through this whole dating experience. And yeah. So I met this guy at a gas station, which was weird because when I was at the gas station, I looked like a whole homeless person. I'm not going to lie. I was going in to get a Red Bull because I was going to be going out that night. So I just needed a Red Bull, y'all, because I'm 32 and I be sleepy. So I needed to get that Red Bull going. And in the midst of this, like, I think I had my hair in like a ponytail or something, and I had a hood on. I had on some sweats. I had on a coat. You couldn't even see my face for real. Like, I don't even know how he saw me for real because I look like a whole homeless person. But I go in the store, I come out, and he like pulled up on me, and he was cute. And he's like, hey, what's up, beautiful? And I turn around, literally, I'm like, you talking to me? Because, again, I look homeless, so, like, I don't really know why you talking to me. So, he's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm all excited because I'm like, hey, I done pulled a dude looking homeless out here in these streets. So we exchanged numbers, and I was excited again because I don't meet a lot of people. So I thought this could be a possible match or something. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm waiting on him to hit me up. He hit me up as soon as he got my number, and then we text a little bit, but that was it. And he's like, I'll hit you up tomorrow. Well, tomorrow turned into a week and a half. So all of my excitement dissipated at this point because you took a week and a half to hit me up. Like, I'm not saying you gotta be on my job, but dude, a week and a half, I done forgot your name. Like, what are we talking about? Like, next? Like, what's going on? So he finally hit me up. He tells me he was out of the country, so that's why he hadn't hit me up. But after then, I really just wasn't interested. So I just was being really dry with the conversation. I really wasn't texting him back like that. And I was hoping he'd get the point and leave me alone, but he didn't. So he would just keep calling me, FaceTiming me, hitting me up. And this went on, y'all, for like 2 months of him just hitting me up all the time and me just saying like, no, I'm busy. Using the I'm busy excuse. Look, you guys, if someone tells you they're busy all the time, they're lying to you because I'm the girl that uses the I'm busy excuse. So I can tell you they're lying, okay? I make time. Like, if a dude I like call me right now, if I got a full schedule and I can't make that thing shake, I'm literally going to make it shake tomorrow. Like, and within the next 48 hours, he's going to see me. So all I'm saying is, if somebody tell you they too busy, they lying. So anyway, yeah, girl, I see you. I hate when men do that mess. Don't call me. Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, I hate it too. So I wasn't going to go out with him, but I'll just give you a little background. So as you guys, I stated before, I've been celibate going on 5 years, which is crazy to me. And I don't really date a lot, but I did go through this period where God wanted me all to himself. So like I wasn't dating anyone purposely because I was really trying to find myself, and I learned a lot in that period. But like now I'm at the point where God is like, you can date, but dating your parameters. Meaning like, if you really want a husband, stop dating men who you know you wouldn't marry. And I'm like, dang, God, you ain't had to say it like that. That's kind of rude. But you're right. Like, you can't say you want one thing, but you're dating another type of thing. Like, you can't do that. So I was entertaining people because I was out of boredom a lot. And I had to stop doing that because, that's counterproductive. It's really counterproductive because you basically attach yourself to something out of just, you want the gratification of a person being with you and being around you, but that's not really what you want. And I found myself just feeling like off after those encounters because these are people that I probably wouldn't marry. I'm not probably, I ain't gonna marry these people. So why are you hanging out with them if you say you want to marry? So I had to get out of that mindset. And then like a lot of me felt kind of weird because I was in the space of not dating for so long. I kind of didn't know if I should be dating, if I shouldn't. Like, I don't know. So for a long time, I just wasn't entertaining people and turning a lot of people down that I found attractive, that I found interesting. But I just didn't feel right in my spirit. But finally this year, I'm like, okay, I feel right. I feel like I can date as long as I date people purposefully, intentionally, and tell myself no to anyone who doesn't fit what I'm trying to marry. So that's how we got to this date. So I'm like, okay, this year I'll be a little bit more open to dating. So I'm going to finally tell this dude yes, who's been chasing me for 2 months. So I'm like, okay, cool. I remember him being attractive, but this is where I messed up, you guys. Usually before I go on a date with a guy, we're going to have a phone conversation. We're going to be texting pretty often. We're most likely going to have a FaceTime so I can kind of get a feel of you, so I can tell myself like, yes or no, I want to go out with you, because I'm just not the girl who's going out for free meals. I can pay for my own meals, baby. I don't need that. If I'm going out and giving you my time, because my time is so valuable and I can't get that back, I'm not doing that. So I want to make sure if I go out with you, it's going to be worth something. I didn't do this with that guy though. So I was avoiding him for so long and ignoring him because, again, he took a week and a half to freaking message me, that anytime he called me, I was actually busy, but I never made time to actually like call him back and have a long or conversation with him at all. So when he like hit me up and FaceTime, it was like, man, I'm really trying to see you or whatever. I'm like, all right, you wore me down. I'll just go. So today I'm like, okay, I'll just pull up on him. We'll go to brunch around the corner to this really busy spot in Atlanta that like so many people go to. And it's always a freaking wait. Hello, people who just joined. I'm talking about my date. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, I'll put on a little, a small chill face. I'll put on some heels. Like, I'll make it work. And, I'll put some effort into how I look today. And just thinking that it'll be a good time because he's been, like, pursuing me so heavily. And I'm like, okay, it would be kind of cool to get to know someone on the first date without having those conversations, because that means we'll have a lot to talk about, right? You would think that, right? Yeah, no. No, it was a horrible idea. You guys never do this. So I get there. I have to park off far. I walk up. I go, and I put us on a waiting list before because I'm really like a punctual person, and I'm that person who's very like on top of everything. So I go check to see where we are on the waiting list, and I'm waiting on him to park because parking was crazy. So he finally gets out of the car. So first of all, I had this shirt on with some like some bell bottom like jeans with some cute little booties on, and looking very like chill but cute, y'all. This man, 39, he was sagging. He was sagging his joggers. Why are you sagging your joggers? That really irked my entire spirit and soul. Why are you sagging? So his whole like look and outfit turned me off because he had on a lot of labels. So me, I don't don't mind people who wear labels, but I do mind people who wear labels just for the sake of wearing labels. Meaning, like, you got on labels because you want us to know you wearing labels. Like, he got on the Balenciaga, he got on, like, just all the stuff. And I'm not materialistic like that, so I don't care. Like, honestly, I'm not that girl that, like, cares about stuff like that. So he's one of those. So he got on, like, this red, bright, like, vest. He don't got a jacket on and it's cold. That already annoys me, the African-American urge to ask you where your jacket is because it's cold outside. So, like, I really don't like extra guys like that. Like, I'm the girl who does like the guy with the turtleneck and the peacoat with the combat boots. Like, I want that. But you pull up on me with all these labels, think you're gonna press me, but you sagging. Like, it's already a turnoff. So in that instance, I was trying to figure out how I can get out of this date, y'all. I literally went into Mo like, how can I get out of this? We just got here. How can I do it? No, Ashley, no, you can't. It was literally like a devil and an angel on my shoulder. Like, I don't know which who was talking. Like, I low-key feel like the devil was like, I don't know who was saying which logic, because I really didn't want to be there. And I feel like the angel in me didn't want me to be there either, but the devil wanted me to stay. So I was trying to talk myself into, like, leaving. But then I'm very, like, big on integrity and just seeing things through. And, like, I talk myself down because I'm like, you know, it could really be, don't judge nobody by how they dress. So I said that to myself. If he's a cool dude, then you can help him dress better, or at least to help him not sag. You know what I mean? Like, I can deal with you being extra and that's just your style. Okay, I can accept that if you're a really good dude. But the sagging, honey, no, we're not doing the sagging, right? So I talked myself into staying. There's like a 45-minute wait. So we go and we sit in his car. So we're sitting in his car. And again, I hadn't done the thing that I usually do by, like, asking him questions. So I didn't know how old he was. I didn't know if he had kids. Honestly, I didn't even know if he was single, because, you know, people will get your phone number and be whole life married out here. So you literally have to ask the question, are you single? Are you in a relationship? Is someone in a relationship with you? Are you married? Is someone married to you? Like, you have to ask those questions. So I was ready to ask all those questions when I saw him. So we sit in the car. So I started shooting off questions like, how old are you? Do you have kids? And all this. So it's cool. But then, y'all, he's like, one, he's on the phone. He's all in his phone, handling business. So I learned that he's like, he owns a few clubs and restaurants here. I live in Atlanta, here in Atlanta, in Miami. He's saying that he has businesses in Kuwait. So he's obviously successful. But I kind of picked that up, that he was successful. I just didn't know, like, what he did for a living, because he pulled up on me with all the material things and the designer labels, and he was sagging. So I was like, is he in the illegal business? I don't get it. But he eventually told me that he did all these things. So he's on the phone with people that's telling him that the club was slow last night. And I'm like, why are you doing that if you're supposed to be talking to me? But whatever. So I'm in a car and I'm trying to talk to him and I'm asking questions, but he's so focused on the people outside looking for parking spots. So again, the parking lot was crazy. So you literally had to wait for somebody to walk to their car and move for you to get a parking spot. So that's what he's paying attention to. I'm literally engaged, trying to talk to this man about life, and he is worried about the parking lot and people who keep missing the parking spots, y'all. He's like, oh, he's stupid. He missed that parking spot. Oh my God, he missed that parking spot. He could have. Oh, I'm trying to help him. He waving people down like, you're missing the spot, guys. And I'm really sitting up here like, this is not parking wars, sir. Like, you're supposed to be, like, paying attention to me. He is 39, guys. 39. At his big age. He's 39 acting like this, y'all. Like, what is going on? So I'm just like, okay, if he's into this, I'm gonna get on my phone too, since he's playing Parking Wars. So I'm just like, whatever, like, okay, this is strange. So then I keep asking questions, but then I get annoyed because we're waiting so long, and like our wait wasn't supposed to be that long. So I get out the car. I was like, let me go check to see what's going on, because I'm trying to rush this date along so I can go home and be in peace, because I'm sick and tired of this. Oh, one thing I did leave out. So I don't like being touched for real like that. Meaning, like, I don't like when strangers touch me. You know how, like, you go out to a club or something and a dude, like, grabs your hand or, like, rubs you on your shoulders, like, stuff like that. I don't like that. Like, don't touch me if I don't tell you to touch me. So as soon as he saw me, like, he was kind of, like, grabbing my waist because I hugged him, but I was giving him, like, the good old church hug because we don't know each other like that. But he, like, pulling me in, and I'm like, hey, don't touch me. Never be afraid to tell somebody that, because I've seen, like, this is, like, random, but it fits. So I've been rewatching, girl, it could have been my moment not to come back, but he got out the car with me when I went to check on the reservation, y'all. He would not leave me. But anyway, so I've been rewatching Real Housewives of Atlanta. And there's an episode with Sheree where she's with that fake doctor guy from like season 3 or 2 or whatever. And I remember him taking her hand and like kissing her hand and like doing all this stuff. But she was saying she didn't want him to do that. But she didn't say anything. And I'm like looking and cringing, because I'm like, if you don't want to be touched, why are you allowing him to touch you? And then there was a moment where he wanted to kiss her, and she's like, I didn't want to kiss him, but she kissed him. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, if I don't want to kiss nobody, I'm not about to kiss nobody. Like, I'm just not doing that. So as soon as he got on the whole touchy-feely thing, I'm like, hey, boo, I don't like when people touch me like that, because we don't know each other like that. And he's like, dang, what if we get in a relationship? I said, if we're in a relationship, you can then, you know, we'll be at that point where you can touch me, but don't touch me if we not rocking like that. Like, no, we're not doing that. Like, that's not a requirement. If someone makes you feel bad for that, that's someone you don't want in your life, because they don't understand boundaries. So they're going to disrespect a lot more boundaries than those. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I get out the car, I go check on the reservation. I get up there and they're like, oh, it's only 4 people in front of you, you know, but the kitchen's behind. I hear somebody say that. So I'm thinking in my mind, like, okay. So if the kitchen's behind, that means that we're going to probably have to wait like an hour or something for our food. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So I thought, boom, it's a Waffle House down the street. Let's just go to Waffle House, because Waffle House will get you in and out. So I'm like, you know what? This restaurant it's cool. We ain't even got to do this. Let's just go to Waffle House and blah, blah, blah. And he's all excited. He's like, see, that's why I like you. You know, girls in Atlanta, they be like all like bougie and stuff, and they would never go to a Waffle House. See, that's why I rock with you, because you'll go to Waffle House. You ain't with all the like that like prissy and like extra stuff. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, one, I do like Waffle House, because them cheese eggs do be hitting, and them grits, the consistency always giving what it needs to give. But I'm really telling you this because I'm really just trying to get this date over with. So as quickly and expeditiously as we can do this, let's do it. So we get in the car and we drive to Waffle House, but it's like packed. So I'm like, oh, let's go. He was saying it was another one that's usually like more chill. And I said, okay, let's go to that one, because we live in the same neighborhood. So the spots are pretty close together. So as we're driving, I'm thinking, oh, there's this hibachi spot up the street that's really quick. And I know this spot because I go there pretty often. And they get you in and out. Period, baby. You go in, they sit you in 2 seconds. They had your drink to you in 3 minutes and your food in 10. So I said, yes, let's do that. Let's go hibachi. So we go to the restaurant, and we don't go to the hibachi side. We go to the restaurant side where they just bring it out to you. I'm like, yeah, we ain't doing all that. So I'm sitting there, and I hate having to carry a conversation. It really grinds my gears, because I'm very talkative. But what I'm not going to do is tell you about me if you don't ask me about me. So this whole time, this man never asked me once about me. The only thing he knows is that I'm 32. He didn't ask me what I do for a living. He didn't ask me what my dreams and aspirations are. He doesn't Like, that's how I know he ain't even watching this, and I can pull this up right now because he don't even know my IG. Like, he don't know nothing about me. He don't know that I'm a blogger. Like, he knows nothing. The two things he did ask. He asked my age. He asked where I'm from because he was like, he said he's Dutch, French, and some more stuff because he's from the UK, but he's also Jamaican. And he was, he speaks French as well. And he's like, what are you? He's like, are you mixed or whatever? And I'm like, I'm black. Like, my mom's black and my father is black. So I'm black. And he's like, oh, you look like you could have this mixed with you or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yeah, no. And then the second thing he asked, because I had on heels. So I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8", but I had on heels. So with heels, I'm like 6 feet. So he's like, do men get intimidated by your height? And I'm like, no, because I'm only 5'8", and I typically attract guys who are tall. So no. He's like, oh, okay, I didn't know you had heels on. You out here deceiving me or whatever. Because he called me an Amazon. He's like, you sexy Amazon. I'm like, I'm not an Amazon, but okay. But anyway, so we're sitting at the table, and he is not asking me any questions. So I'm just trying to pull teeth to find something to talk about, y'all, because he not listening to me. That was another thing. He wasn't listening to me at all. So the waitress comes. Again, it's a Japanese restaurant. She comes up. He asked for a meal. He wanted spicy food. She literally says, we don't make spicy food. He gets an attitude because he's like, why would you tell me you don't make spicy food? Like, you can do it if you want, or at least lie to me and tell me that you're going to check with the chef and then come back and let me know. So I said, you want her to lie? He's like, no, I'm just saying, like, that don't make sense to me that you can't make spicy food. I said, if that's how they make it, that's just how they make it. If you don't like it, just go to another restaurant. But he's like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. It's kind of like because it comes with soup and salad. He's like, it's kind of like you saying you don't want your salad because I said no to the salad. I just wanted the soup. And them telling you we're going to bring the salad anyway. I said I just wouldn't have eaten the salad. It's not a big deal. And I said it's also not her fault as a waitress if they don't make the food spicy. She's not the chef. She's the waitress. Like, that don't make sense. So he's so torn up about this. He stays on this subject for like 15 minutes about the food not being spicy. So we get in the car, you're stuck on parking wars. Then we get to the restaurant and you're so consumed by this food not being spicy that you're still not engaging in a conversation with me. Sir, what is wrong with you? Like, it's giving distractions. Like, it's giving that you don't pay attention to what you need to pay attention to. What is that? And also, I'm a server's dream. Because I'm the girl who, if my food comes out and it's not like a perfect, as long as you don't bring me a completely cold dish or it's like completely wrong, it's definitely giving self-centered girl. Yes. If you, I was definitely counting down the minutes shy. But, if you bring me something and it's like close to my meal, like say you put onions on my burger and I said no onions, I'm just going to take the onions off. Because I've been through so much in my life, I don't sweat the small things. I don't. Because why? I deal with enough things that make me go crazy than to be worried about spicy food. Put the hot sauce on it and shut your mouth. Like, come on. So then we're talking and we're watching. They had basketball on and I'm bringing up basketball. Y'all, I don't watch basketball. I'm just bringing it up because I'm trying to find conversation to distract this man from complaining about everything. He's still on his phone. It was just awful. It was just absolutely awful. And it made me realize, Ashley, this is why you vet these fools. This is why you do FaceTime dates first. This is why you don't just go out with any and every. No, we're not doing that. No. Because if I would have talked on the phone with him, I would have realized that he is a baby that whines about things that are irrelevant. Like, I don't have time for that. I don't. Like, I do not. And I think the lack of awareness also frustrated me because I don't think he realized how bad this date was going. I think he was having a great time. But I don't think he realized how awful of a time I was having. And that bothers me. Like, you go home and get to kick your feet up thinking that you just performed great on this date, when in actuality, you perform so poorly that you get an F, and I will never respond to you again. I'm probably not going to block you unless you like hit me up like time and time again, but I don't think he'll do that. But I don't know. But I could end up blocking him. Who knows? But like, sir. And then like, it was just little stuff about, like, for example, we got on the subject of kids because I asked him if he had kids. And he's like, yeah, I have twin boys and a boy. And so he asked me if I want kids. And I'm like, when I'm ready. I always give that answer because I've never been pressed for kids. Like, I've never had baby fever a day in my life, which is weird for a lot of women. But I'm 32. Like, I've never just had baby fever. But I do want kids, but it's not a heavy desire for me right now. It's not one of those desires where, you know how some people, they're like, I just have to have kids like right now. I'm not that girl. So when he asked me about it and I told him, then we got on the subject of kids and he's just like, I don't know how we even got on this, but he was just talking about how women, they will take care of their kids and they'll go without for their kids to be fed. And the only women who neglect their children are like crackheads. And I said, it's more than drug addicts who neglect their children. I know people who just, you know, maybe going through something mentally, or they're just not ready so they can neglect their kids. Like, it wouldn't be so many kids up for adoption if drug addiction was the only thing that kept you away from your kids. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that don't even make sense. What are you saying? And I kept trying to drive the point home, but he just wasn't listening. But another thing was, like, I'm very intelligent, and I know that. But I don't really, like, lead with that. I'm really down to earth. But I know I'm smart, right? So we started talking about getting vaccinated, for example. And we were talking about, you know, how, like, you know, with the vaccination, it's like, it's like, I get that it was never a cure for COVID. It was more so for you to help deal with the symptoms. Like, I understand that part. Like, it's not, you know, a cure. It's just to help deal with it or whatever. So I get that. But I do understand that you can still get COVID if you get vaccinated. Like, I totally get that. And you can still get sick, but your sickness may go away quicker because you have the vaccine, depending on who you are. But, you know, whatever. So we were talking about that. And I told him, hey, that's what I think. I understand that. And then he went on a rant explaining to me how the vaccine worked after I just told him exactly what he said. So I said it and he just repeated what I said because he wasn't listening to me. And I'm just like, what? I'm just so confused. So the lesson here is, always vet these people. Never go on a date spontaneously because you think it'll be a good idea, because you guys have a lot to talk about. No, because some people you don't want to talk to. He's some people. I just wasted, I ain't gonna say waste, because I got a nice apple martini and I got some hibachi and it was good. But yeah, I could have took a nap. I could have slept longer because I had to get up for church earlier to attend this disaster of a date. I spent an hour waiting. Yeah, no, Ash, don't do that no more. Always vet these people, FaceTime these people, make sure that they are worth going out with, because you don't want to experience what I just experienced. Because when I say le ghetto, no, I could have had a V8 and I don't even like tomato juice. So, I had to share this because I just want to save somebody else from making the mistake that I just made. Yeah, it's really disheartening. But somebody said earlier, all day, like, dates just be bad. It's normal to have a bad date. Like, they're not all gonna be good. I think for me, because I don't date a lot, I expect them to be way better than this. But also, typically, I would vet a person. So usually I don't go on dates this bad. Now, I've had some bad dates in my early years, in my 20s. Oh, my God. I got stories for days in my 20s. But, you know, these days, I be chilling. So there's no room for me to really have bad dates because I've usually known the person, you know, for a time and talked to him enough to know, like, oh, he gonna be good. He's not gonna pull up and be sagging. Like, I know that. Like, but yeah, lesson learned, people. Don't let my date discourage you, because I'm still out here. I'm going to be self-dating a lot. If you don't know what self-dating is, I'm going to be getting really dressed up, really cute, and taking myself to bars and high-end restaurants and sitting at the bar and just looking around to see if there are men who are cute. No shame in my game. Like, let's see what's going on. I got to meet people somehow. Let me position myself to be, you know, for someone to meet me. Why not? You know, I can take myself out, and that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, that's what I'll be doing. But yeah, so the people in the comments, I just want to ask, are there some videos or topics you guys would want me to cover? I have been doing my podcast. If you haven't listened to it, it's up on Apple, Spotify, all the podcast places right now. It's called Single Woman Chronicles podcast. I got a great episode coming next week, y'all. I'm so excited. I interview a therapist and we talked about everything, y'all. Hypergamy, I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but that's basically dating someone who makes more than you, what you make or more than you. And we talked about our thoughts on that, and we talked about, and don't get so caught up on that. I know, like, men will go crazy, like, oh, what you trying to say? You a gold digger. Like, you got to listen to the podcast, because we went deeper into it. Like, we went to the psychological realm on why we do it and all of that, things like that. Because I'm not a hypergamist, but we just discussed the topic of what that is. We talked about self-dating as well as attachment styles. Like, I'm really big on spreading the word about attachment style, because I think a lot of us are flowing through life and we don't realize our attachment style, and we don't realize why we don't have success in relationships, because we are not aware of these things. So I'm big on that because I have a master's in psychology. I'm a trained life coach. So I'm big on that. And she's a therapist. So it was just two minds meeting, and we just had an incredible episode. So I can't wait for that to be published on Tuesday. Y'all got to get into it because it is really, really good. It's really going to, you know, it's so funny that I had this amazing episode and still ended up at this date. Got to do better. Got to be more careful. But yeah, so let me know what y'all be wanting me to talk about, because, again, because my life isn't as crazy as it used to be, I don't have as many stories as I used to have. Like, I'm shocked that I have a story about a bad date, because, again, I really don't be dating. So, yeah, y'all just let me know. But, again, tune into the podcast, visit the website, and, yeah. Just don't do what I did. Vet these people first, because remember, in the back of your mind, when you're thinking, I'm about to go out with him because he seemed cool, think about sagging. Think about parking wars. Let that be a warning to you, because, yeah, I was down bad today. All right, bye, y'all.